You can go ahead. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you did. All right. So let's see here. All right. Hare Krishna, Mother NITYA KISHORE.
Can I start?
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskritya. Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam 1:16-5. Shaunaka Vacha Kasya Heto Nijagraha Kalim Eva China Drix Shudra Kosogam Yapadahanat Tatkatyatam Mahabhaga Yadi Krishna Katashrayam. Synonymous. Shaunaka Vacha, Shaunaka Rishi said, Kasya, for what? Heto, reason. Nijagarha, sufficiently punished. Kalim, the master of the age of Kali. Digvijaya, during the time of his war tour. Nripa, the king. Nrideva, royal person. Chinadrik, decorated like. Shadrakha, lowest of the Shudras. Aso, he. Gam, cow. Ya, one who. Pada ahanat, struck on the leg. Tat, all that. Katyatam, please describe. Mahabhaga, or greatly fortunate one. Yadi, if, however, Krishna, about Krishna, Kata Ashraya, related with his topics. Shaunaka Rishi inquired, why did Maharaj Parikshit simply punish him since he was the lowest of the Shudras, having dressed as a king and having struck a cow on the leg? Please describe all these incidents if they related to the topics of Lord. Purport given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shaunaka and the rishis were astonished to hear that the pious Maharaj Parikshit simply punished the culprit and did not kill him. This suggests that a pious king like Maharaj Parikshit should have at once killed an offender who wanted to cheat the public by dressing like a king and at the same time doing to insult the purest of the animals, a cow. The rishis in those days, however, could not even imagine that in the advanced days of the age of Kali, the lowest of the Shudras will be elected as administrators and will open organized slaughterhouses for killing cows. Anyway, although hearing about a Shudraka who was a cheat and insulter of a cow was not very interesting to the great rishis, they nevertheless wanted to hear about it, to see if the event had any connection with Lord Krishna. They were simply interested in the topics of Lord Krishna, for anything that in dovetailed with the narration of Krishna is worth hearing. There are many topics in the Bhagavatam about sociology, politics, economics, cultural affairs, etc. But all of them are in relation with Krishna, and therefore all of them are worth hearing. Krishna is the purifying ingredient in all matters, regardless of what they are. In the mundane world, everything is impure due to its being a product of the three mundane qualities. The purifying agent, however, is Krishna. Om Gyanati Mirandasya Gyanam Janam Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Aradhyo Bhagavam Vraje Shatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidu Pasana Vrajavadu Vargina Vakalpita SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartamaham Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Dharana Paraha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So you can't believe, but I gave class last week or this week to Brazil, and it was the same verse in Portuguese.
Wow.
Unbelievable. I'm so lucky. Same verse. Same verse. And after the class, I got many messages. Yeah. So, because this is a very interesting and hot topic, because it's talking about the Prabhupada is telling in the purport. Prabhupada is telling the sages there, you know, in the back, they never could imagine the managers, they could create, actually, instead of protecting the cows, actually they help to create systems for killing the cows. Because if you don't know, my friends, I'll tell you, if you don't know, even Prabhupada commented that the whole facility for killing animals or doing sinful activities are created by the government. They created that. Like, let me give you an example. When I came to live in India 12 years ago, the selling of alcohol, it was not opened to it. It was hidden. And also the animal killing, not the cows, but chicken, all kinds of animals, you know, like that the Muslim people, they eat. And it was also like behind, it was hidden. But then one chief minister came, and she's a woman, and she, in the name of the economic development, she actually established, you know, the systems for creating and growing and kill animals, because they have to give facility, they have to offer money, they have to offer to borrow bank from the government to help to establish new ways to earn money and give to these huge chains of fast food who sells chicken, and they very now in India they increased a lot. And all these things is given by, all these facilities given by the governments. So, but there is something else very important that we have to remember. In 12th canto of SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM is described that in Kali Yuga, the leaders will be like that. So we shouldn't be angry. or frustrated or try to change the situation, because this is described in Bhagavatam. The things will be like that. So how can you change that situation? You can't change the situation, because this is the future of the Kali Yuga. This is how Kali Yuga is going. Haribo, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. It's a little bit.
Yeah, it was kind of lagging. I think your video, yeah.
Okay, so I changed the place. Let's see if it's better now. Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna.
in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto, 12th canto actually is describing that India will be under Javanas for 1,000 years. And this is exactly what happened. 700, 800 years under the Islam, the Muslims, and then the British. This is described exactly 1,000 years, is described in Srimad Bhagavatam. So from that part of the world, it started the ruling class. They started to be the ones who would oppress, spreading sinful activities and exploit the citizens. So this is what Kali Yuga is in the package of Kali Yuga. So what I want to discuss here is like that. We still have to pay bills. We still have to pay taxes. We still have to live in this world in Kali Yuga. And of course, we shouldn't be completely naive, completely neglected of the situation around us, living like hippies. I don't want to know about the politics. I don't know who is who, and I don't care. We shouldn't live like that, because this is unresponsible from our side, because it still has an impact over our lives. So we should not be naive and so neglectful of the matter of politics as a grihastas, but inside our heart, we shouldn't forget that the situation in Kali Yuga related to leadership, we're not going to change. That we have to know. And this is called balance. One extreme is reject all kinds of information and do whatever, don't vote, blah, blah, blah. This is one extreme. Another extreme is to raise a flag, and defend politicians. Politicians shouldn't be defended by Vaishnavas in any case. These are two extremes. So you understand what happened as a citizen, you take care, but you should know inside your heart that, like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said to Prabhupada, what Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said to Prabhupada? When Prabhupada told him what? Prabhupada said, why we should defend spread Lord Chaitanya's movement if India is still under British government. And then Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, what is for all of us? The politicians will change, but the politics will be the same. So this is a very simple and very intelligent statement that we should understand. The politics, they are like that. And it cannot be changed. People have to sell their souls when they are there. So this is the reason why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said, the politics will be the same, but the politicians change. Why? Because there is a system in place and it doesn't change. So this is the reason why devotees are Sumedha Saha. They're intelligent, they are balanced, and they understand. So they don't become frustrated, they don't become angry, because knowledge is for balance. Knowledge is for balance. We find, by cultivating knowledge, we find balance in life. And this is the balance, to remember what's really going on. What's really going on? Every living entity, every conditioned soul who was born in Kali Yuga will be suffered with bad leadership and bad government. This is the situation. And from the beginning of Kali Yuga till the end of Kali Yuga, it will not change. It will not change. It's a curse. It's a curse. And this is like this. They are cursing. In Kali Yuga, the conditioned souls are cursing not to have good leadership. And it's really, really suffering. It's suffering. So another point is in this Prabhupada's purport is that the sages, they are surprised to know that Parikshit Maharaj is not killing Kali because he committed a great offense. He attacked an innocent animal, a sacred animal, the cow, and two things he did. He did a violence against the cow, and secondly, he dressed like a king to cheat others, but he was a Shudra and he dressed like a king. So according to the sages, he has to be killed, maximum punishment, but Parikshit is not killing him. So, well, the next verses will explain why he didn't get killed. But in this verse, now in my verse, the only point that I have to discuss is about the astonishment of the sages, that they are, wondering what happened, why this man didn't get the maximum punishment. He's so bad. So they want to know what happened. And Prabhupada is telling if this is anything related to Krishna, because otherwise there is no point to hear that. So I'd like to put on the table this kind of behavior from the sages. Well, this is very interesting because usually somebody can raise their hand and tell, oh, we should be, how can I say, we should be compassionate. Maximum punishment. Why? No mercy, no recovery. So let me explain that. I'd like to discuss this point. Kanista Dikari, Madhyama Dikari, Uttama Dikari. Do you know what are the four characteristics of the Madhyama Dikari? One Madhyama Dikari person loves the Supreme Personality of Godhead, makes friendship with the devotees, reject the envious, and give mercy to the innocent. Okay, so the Madhyamadikari rejects the envious, and the Uttamadikari doesn't preach. I explain to you. The Uttamadikari doesn't preach. The only thing that the Uttamadikaris do, they just feel, when they are in this world, of course, they just feel separation from Krishna. They just speak about Krishna. I give an example about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates. Those who were very close to Lord Chaitanya, when Lord Chaitanya left this world, they couldn't do anything. They were just crying, nothing else. So for preaching, we need people who discriminate, who make programs, who goes inside and and do things and organize, and carry on a plan, an action plan. This means preaching. But Uttamadikaris, they can't do that. They don't do this. Madhyamadikaris are emotionally caught up by Krishna's sadness, that they just want to be with Krishna, nothing else. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he knew this very well. So what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he prepared a group of devotees just to preach Krishna consciousness when he left the planet, the past, the Lila. And this group of devotees, most of them, they never met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srinivasacharya, Narottam Das Thakur, Shyamananda Pandit. They are the three main people. Janavamata, they never saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They never met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu prepared them to spread Krishna consciousness, to translate the books, to copy the books from Sanskrit to Bengali, to preach in Bengal, to make devotees in Bengal. That was a big plan that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, his close associates, they only would tell pastimes. But all these devotees, I quoted the name, they were carrying on the mission. And they were preaching to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. They were doing Harinam, Prasada distribution. The first Gaura Purnima organized by Narottam Das Thakur, Ramachandra Kaviraj, nearby Mayapur. The first Gaura Purnima, they organized without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without the presence of Lord Chaitanya. This was, they were doing like this. These are Madhyamadikaris. This is the attitude of a Madhyamadikari. And the Uttamadikaris, they completely different. So the point is, if you misunderstand what you should do as a Madhyamadikari, you put your mercy in a wrong place, thinking that you are Uttama. Mercy should be given to the innocent, not to the envious. I'll give you another example. Prabhupada in Mayapur. Lokanath Maharaj and others, they wrote a book about Prabhupada in Mayapur Dham. Many pastimes. So I don't know if you know, but Brahmananda and who else? Bhavananda. Bhavananda and Brahmananda, they went to jail. So when in the very beginning of Mayapur project, so they put chains in the hands and legs of Brahmananda and Bhavananda, and brought them from Mayapur Dham to Krishnanagar jail and put them in the jail. Why? Politics of Srila Prabhupada's God brothers. Another thing that happened when Prabhupada came for the first time to Mayapur, after he founded ISKCON, Chaitanya Mat didn't want to Chaitanya Mat didn't want to give place for the devotees to stay, and they were doing a big program, and they never announced Srila Prabhupada's presence, and Srila Prabhupada will speak what he did in America. They never announced that. So in the beginning, Prabhupada was trying to work closer to his God brothers, because he said, this is what our spiritual master wants. He wanted us to work together. But when he understood that they were envious, he completely cut them since the beginning. So nowadays in Mayapur Dham, there is no project together between all the Gaudiya Matas, because all the Gaudiya Matas, different Gaudiya Matas, they have at the Bhaktisiddhanta road, that main road where ISKCON Mayapur is, there are many Gaudiya Matas. So an ISKCON doesn't have any project with any Gaudiya Mata. They're working separately since the beginning. When Prabhupada understood, they are envious. Why? Because they plot for Bhavananda and Brahmananda to go to jail, telling the officers and the police that ISKCON was connected to CIA. This is what happened in Mayapur. And this is described in Lokanatha Maharaj's book called Festivals. If you want to know details, you go in the book and then you read there what happened between Srila Prabhupada and his God brothers. When Srila Prabhupada understood there is envy, he completely rejected. This is a Madhyama Adhikari. But why? Why Madhyama Adhikari rejects? Why he just don't think? Why the Madhyama Adhikaris just don't think, well, they will gonna change, blah blah blah. Let me tell you something. It's a big mistake when you give mercy to a wrong person. Why? Because the envious, they will stab you in the back. They don't change, not in this lifetime. It's like a snake. How can you trust a snake? It's just, this is a work of material nature. A person has to change, has to maybe born many times. So envious people are very difficult in communities. And envious people in general, they are rejected by the Madhyama Adhikaris, because they cannot be tamed. Also, Srila Prabhupada said that you cannot, that an envious human is worse than a snake, because you can lure a snake with mantras, but you can't do that with an envious human being. So we should be very conscious, especially if you're a leader. If you're a leader, you have to know how to identify an envious person, and don't give chance to this person to harm the devotees and cheat and harm the community. This is the point of this verse. And what else? Can you please put here again so I can see. Okay, thank you. Thank you. The purport. It's not going because my internet is very slow, I think.
Oh, okay. I scroll all the way to the last sentence.
Okay.
Are you using a computer or a cell phone?
Cell phone.
Oh,
Oh, I can see now.
okay.
I can
Okay.
see now. Yeah,
Alright.
just a okay. I cannot open. I can't open. I don't know why. Just a second. Oh, okay. Okay, it's working now. It's very slow here. Wow. I have Wi-Fi, but it's very slow. I am insulting them, not in my effort. Okay.
Okay.
Srila Prabhupada is telling that Krishna is wherever Krishna is, whatever topic or situation, this becomes purified because Krishna is there. He is the supreme pure. So there is a class where Prabhupada gives an example, about this quality of Krishna. That's very, very important for us to know. I think I already told you before, but it's always good for us to remember. Srila Prabhupada is telling that it doesn't matter the motives why you approach Krishna. Your motives, Srila Prabhupada said, doesn't matter our motives. You may be lusty, like the gopis, or maybe you want to rob, like the thief who wanted to rob Krishna's jewelry. It doesn't matter the motivation, but because you approach Krishna and he is the supreme pure, he's the supreme pure, you will become purified. There are other examples. You remember that Indrajuna Swami told a story once that a devotee, but he became a devotee, but before he was a mendicant, a beggar in the street, very, very dirty, completely intoxicated, completely crazy. And one day he said that he was working with Prabhupada and the devotees, and this very, very crazy, dirty man, he approached Prabhupada and wanted to touch Prabhupada's feet. And all the devotees, they told, no, don't do it, don't do it. Prabhupada said, wait, leave it. And then he touched Prabhupada's feet, and then he started to cry. And then you know what happened? The impossible happened. Indrajuna Swami Maharaj said that this completely crazy, intoxicated, a beggar, dirty man on the street, slowly became a devotee. And he was devoted for his whole life. His whole life. Srila Prabhupada accepted him because of the faith that Srila Prabhupada had, that anyone with any motivation can approach Krishna and be purified. Unless they have envy sentiments. But you know what the envious can do besides serving Krishna to be purified and chant japa and having prasada and having devotee association. By practicing the process, the envious also will be purified in the next life or in this life. So what's the misunderstanding? What's the contradiction? There is no contradiction. The point is, if a person is envious and is practicing the process, you should be very careful to deal with an envious person, so you don't get stabbed by this person. There are two things. One is the understanding and the faith in Krishna, that he purifies anyone and everyone. And another teaching is how to live in the material world. Prabhupada said that Uttamadhikaris cannot preach, and he was an Uttamadhikari. He was an Uttamadhikari, but he came down to the platform of Madhyamadhikari to preach, because a preacher has to discriminate. So, and they have to do certain things like reject the envious and help the innocent. Okay, so this is a very important point for spiritual life. And I'm so sorry the internet is not working properly. I don't know why. I'm close to the Wi-Fi router, but still don't know what happened. So anyways, now is almost 40 minutes class. I would like to open for comments and questions, okay?
Hare Krishna, thank you so much, Mother NITYA KISHORE. Thank you so much, as always.
Thanks to you.
Yes. I mean, we are so blessed to have Srila Prabhupada's purpose. You know, every time you read Srila Prabhupada's purpose, you come across so many new things, even if you've read them before. So there is, I'll put this one up and then maybe you can throw more light on it for me. Let me see. Srila Prabhupada is saying here, there are many topics in the Bhagavatam about sociology, politics, economics, cultural affairs, etc. But all of them are in relation with Krishna, and therefore all of them are worth hearing. Some few days ago, on this same forum, some people were saying, some devotees were saying that certain things are not spiritual, and politics is one of them. But here we see that politics in the Bhagavatam is also spiritual because it talks about Krishna. Now, in our today's world, politics is still here, but hardly people talk about Krishna. So should devotees engage in politics, or should devotees stay away from politics because they do not talk about Krishna?
You are talking about nowadays?
Yeah, nowadays.
Nowadays.
Yeah.
What
should devotees do?
In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is telling that politics, sociology, and cultural affairs and blah, blah, blah is in the Srimad Bhagavatam too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because in the Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna was here in this world or in other planets, and then he was interacting and acting, and also the devotees. So because we are in the material world, or because these pastimes happen here, so things, the situations are described that like the stealing of the Shamantaka jewel, for example, is a big politics stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot about the name of the devotee involved. Akrura was involved, and some people died, you know, because of the Shamantaka jewelry. It's like a criminal novel in Srimad Bhagavatam, but Krishna is involved. So what Prabhupada is saying is that in the Bhagavatam, these topics, they appear in the Bhagavatam. So then they are discussed because this is Krishna Lila and devotees Lila. Okay, but let's suppose that something happened now in the politics, in the political game in America, or in the political game in any part of the world, in China or South America, you know, or in India. And then devotees are intelligent and they are not alienated. So they see things, they hear things, and sometimes they say something, you know, because they're not forbidden to say. They can say, oh, this government is so corrupted. Look what they did. They did this and this and this and that. And that's it. It's like you say, I'm going to the shop to buy sugar and rice and dal and vegetables. You say that, it doesn't affect you. It's just an action that you're going to do. It's something that you're going to do, and then you make a comment, I'm going to do that. And then you say, oh, the government is doing this and this and this and that, and this is wrong. You may say that. Or you may say, oh, in this country, they have a healthy, health policy, that they have free treatment in this country. In this country, we don't have a free health treatment. So this, what the government is doing is good for people because they have free health treatment. It's just a comment, nothing that you are taking to your heart, because there is no Krishna involved in this. It's just day by day thing. You understand what I mean? It's just living like a normal person and a human being. But you know what? If one day, if in one lifetime, you know, or one day, we completely renounced the material world, and then that's it. We don't have to talk about this anymore, in any case. Because a sannyasi or vanaprastha only do Shravana, Kirtan, Smaranam, only, nothing else. But once you are involved, you are studying, or you are working, or you are a father, or you are a mother, you can't completely ignore what is happening around you. You can't, even if Krishna is not involved. But you not go so deep on it. Why? Because you have a proper information. Like I said in the class, for example, that the leadership will not change. So if you are a devotee of Krishna and you tell everybody that you believe SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, you believe Shukadeva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit, and all the parampara, and at the same time you have faith in politicians and politics that they will be good somehow, you are in Maya, you are in illusion, because it's not going to happen.
All right.
Not going to happen. But, for example, the devotees in Mayapur, they deal with the chief minister of West Bengal. She authorizes so many slaughterhouses, but they have to deal with her because she's the boss. And ISKCON is one of the greatest Hindu organizations in India. So the devotees have to deal with the chief minister. And she really helped so many things. But I know that the opinion, their opinion about politics, it is not like that they're telling oh, yeah, this person is good. No, not like that. For her, was given a chance, meanwhile she's in power, to do some devotional service. Full stop. Period. not like that the politics changed. You know, we as devotees, we have to cultivate knowledge for our spiritual advancement and benefit. And we should be very sharp and intelligent and balanced. That will bring us happiness. Fanaticism will not bring us anywhere. You know, things are subtle and we have to understand. Then we can deal better with this world. Okay, so this is my point about the politics. We're not completely ignorant, but we don't evolve so deeply because we know in the end of the day, Bhaktivinoda Saraswati said that the politicians change, but the politics continue the same. And this way we live.
Thank you so much, Mother Nitya Kishore. I think we'll go to Mother Sunita. Please unmute. Mother Sunita, you have your hand raised.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees.
Hare Krishna.
And about August Gurudev, August Srila Prabhupada.
Very well.
Hare Krishna Mata. Thank you so much. I can see you have a lot of knowledge. Thank you. My seed is anytime it's your turn, you try to come and give us some nectar. Thank you.
I will.
Yeah, my question, you were saying, so you said something is interested to me. You were saying Kali Yoga is a curse for us. Now, and I agree with you. It's like a curse because you see what is happening some years ago, like 4 years ago, COVID came and it locked everybody down. Everybody is not going anywhere. Or affecting it affects all the devotees. We can't go outside, we can't do harinam, we can't do preaching. We are inside the temple. We can't go and pay obeisance. So it's like a curse. And gradually, this case goes away. Now, as soon as this case goes away, something came in again, like this fight is going on. This Russia and Ukraine war go on. Because of the fight, everybody is crying. The whole world is crying. You know, this COVID, it doesn't happen just one country. It happens all the world. And this fight going on, it happens, it affected everybody, every world, every country, every village, everywhere. Everybody is crying because the fighting going on make the economy too hard that people cannot stay, you know. They are crying. And they are crying, and the leaders are not doing anything. They don't even listen. They don't hear. The way they are crying, they don't hear. They are crying. They are crying like anything. Everybody is crying. The leaders are not doing anything. Don't care. So it's like a curse. So I agree with you. And my question is, you know, Krishna came. When Krishna left, this Kali Yoga started. So this Kali Yoga started, and lucky for us, Lord Chaitanya came to give us this Maha Mantra. That's a mercy for us. But my question is, so this Maha Mantra we are chanting, devotees are doing so much, these books, distribution, Haranam, going to the temple, so much sacrifice going on in every temple. Like America here is what is the time? What's it? It's 11:56 now.
Yeah.
Africa is evening time. Some place is night time. Some place is the morning, Mangalati time. It means everything is going on, like spiritual things are going on. So what is going on that we cannot, this Maha Mantra spiritual activities we are doing cannot counteract what we are facing. We are facing so much, but nothing is going on. It's become worse and worse and worse and worse. So can you tell me something so that yeah,
Okay.
I want you to explain it to me. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good observation. And thank you for pouring out your heart's concern and your doubts. I had this before too. I had some doubt before, but what's going on? You know, what's really going on? Because we are chanting, we're worshiping the deities, we are preaching, and the world is becoming worse and worse and worse. So, Sahadeva, my image is frozen, but the audio is okay?
Yes, the audio is okay. Yes.
Ah, okay. Sorry for that. Okay.
It's
So,
okay.
oh, no problem. Okay. So let me explain. So in this way, you don't lost your faith. Look, I don't know if you were born in devotees family. I didn't. My parents, they were Christians, and I am in ISKCON for more than 30 years now. And I think if I never meet the devotees or start to chant the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna and start to practice the process, I think how my life would be. This was what I'm thinking. You understand? And our life would be completely different. Physically speaking, because you not be vegetarian, you drink alcohol and use drugs like anybody else, because it's the only way to live in this world. You know, we shouldn't criticize the normal people when they intoxicate. You know, they don't have option. They don't have. Their life is so miserable that the only way for them to continue to live is to do some intoxication. You know, here in India, I went to a place where we do some information and transactions with passports. Okay, this place is completely dirty. It's completely horrible. And when you go there, you see the guards, the officers, they all chew pen. I don't know if you know what is this. Pen is kind of drugs that keep you awake, and they chew these things. And you know, and when I see them, I was thinking, why they intoxicate? What a horrible thing. But then I was thinking, my God, this is the only way to tolerate this environment. You understand? To do some intoxication. So when we are completely involved with the three modes of nature, we are in a nightmare. But the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna, the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM, the deity worship, it brings us under another kind of energy. So this is the reason why we are here without any intoxication. You understand? So we can't say that the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna is not working. Of course it's working. As much as we chant, it has so much power that keep us covered from Kali Yuga dangerous, deadly effects. Can you imagine if you see the world right now and you don't know any answer? You don't know the three modes of nature. You don't have Krishna. You don't have the holy name. Can you imagine how bad could be? People committed suicide. They so bad situation. So we have to remember that. And I'm telling you, socially speaking, of the whole world, it could be much worse without the Mahamantra. So many people during the pandemic, they came to spirituality. They came to spirituality. So many became vegetarians to save the earth, the vegan movement. But there is something that we have to understand. Why you are expecting better society in Kali Yuga? Why are you expecting better external situation in Kali Yuga? This was advised by all the sages, by Krishna, by Prabhupada, by all the Parampara. This is so bad age, the age of Kali. Kaler dosha nidhe rajam. Kaler dosha nidhe. Nidhe means ocean. Dosha means weakness. Kali Yuga is an ocean of problems. Ocean. That's the verse of SRIMAD Bhagavatam. Kaler dosha nidhe rajam. O king, Kali Yuga is an ocean of problems. Kaler dosha nidhe rajam. Astihiko mahanguna. They are talking. But there is one big quality, mahaguna, in Kali Yuga. Kirtanyad eva Krishna syad. For sure, if you chant the name of Krishna, Kirtanyad eva Krishna syad, mukta sangha, you'll be free from this Kali Yuga sangha. This Kali Yuga will not affect you. This is the meaning of this mukta sangha. Will you be liberated of the Kali Yuga influences that make people crazy? Mukta sangha param vrajet. You know, in the end of this world, and in the end of this life, you're going back to the spiritual world. This is the meaning of this verse. It's no in any place in the books are telling that Kali Yuga will change. It's not telling this. The instruction is, the knowledge is, during 10,000 years, even in Kali Yuga, the conditioned souls will have a chance to be liberated. This is the message. We shouldn't never, ever expect that Kali Yuga will be anytime good. What we have to desire is, I shouldn't born again, first. And secondly, why I was born in this Kali Yuga, how sinful I am. And we shouldn't expect that anything good from Kali Yuga. We're so lucky that we have the Mahamantra, we have the holy name. We are so lucky to have this chance, one chance. Prabhupada said that. Prabhupada said, you know, when there is sales in the marketing, and then you see such a very good stuff in a good price, what you do? You buy it, isn't it? This is what Prabhupada said. The Prabhupada said, so the movement, this Sankirtan movement is the same. It's a great opportunity. Take it. This is what Prabhupada said. I hope I answered you and gave you faith and understand about where are you. So, you know, when I read Srimad Bhagavatam until the end, I read Bhagavatam twice. The two sentiments I had in my heart. First sentiment, because 10th canto is very big and it's all Krishna Lila. And when Krishna goes to Prabhas Kshetra and leave the material world with his family members, and then you feel completely empty, because the whole 10th canto is always talking about Krishna. Always. It's so many pastimes. It's incredible. And this happening. Krishna did this. Krishna spoke like this. And all the time. Krishna, 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 Krishna Lila. And then when Krishna leaves, you feel empty. And then you understand Krishna is not here. This is the first feeling. You really feel inside your heart that where is Krishna? This is the first thing. The second thing is the holy name. Krishna is present in his names. Because you know what? In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there are many verses from many sages telling that the holy name is the answer for Kali Yuga. Where Krishna is not here, where everything is materialism, and all the principles will go down, all degradation, the leadership, because this is all described in the Srimad Bhagavatam. How the women will behave, how the men will behave, how the leaders will behave, how everything will, what will happen in Kali Yuga, what will be the values of those people in Kali Yuga. And then you think, my God, this is just a bad situation. You just become completely conscious. When you finish Bhagavatam, you become completely conscious. My God, I am in Kali Yuga. No hope, hopeless. Hope. My only hope is the names of Krishna. Kali Yuga, it must be like this. Don't expect any good from Kali Yuga. Any good.
Thank you so much, Mata. Thank you. Devotees are fortunate. Thank you so much.
Very net.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, NITYA, KISHORE, Devi, and Mother Sunita for that question. Anyone else with questions, comments?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shri Govinda.
Thank you very much, Mata, and my obeisances to you, obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees. Mata, my question is about this Kali Yuga, and just explain the potency of the Mahamantra, and the Mahamantra being the remedy for the problems in this very age, and also the remedy for one entering back to spiritual world. Now, the question is, Krishna says he has invested his potency into his names. So that means that all the names of Krishna, the one that we know in the Vedas, and those that are not in the Vedas, because there are other denominations, and everybody call God according to, his culture, different languages. So there are different names for the Supreme Godhead. And the Lord says he has invested his potency into all these names. Now, those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna, actually, when you say a devotee means one who has surrendered to the Supreme Person, Krishna. There are devotees for many, different personalities. They're also devotees, but one who has surrendered Sarvadhamam Paritija, Krishna says, give up everything. Those who have given up everything and have surrendered to him. And he has also explained that Marmana Bhava Mar Bhakto, he said, become my Bhakta and offer your homage to me, and thus you will come to me without fail. So these are the Krishna Bhaktis. And so the holy names of Krishna, which was given by Chaitanya Prabhu, is given to us to do it. Chaitanya Prabhu chanted these holy names. Now the question is, those who don't know these holy names at all, those who don't offer their food to Krishna, those who don't bow down to Krishna, those who don't even have faith in Krishna that he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they have strong faith in God because they don't know who Krishna is. They don't know that they have to offer their food to Krishna. They don't know that there's a holy name called the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They don't know all that. They don't observe Ekadasi. They don't do anything that the devotees of Lord Krishna do. But they believe strongly that there's a supreme God and he is the one that they are worshiping. So all their aim of worshiping this God that they know is that they will go back to God. Now the question to you, Mother, is that can these people go back to God after they quit their body? I'm not saying that devotees will go back directly to God because they are devotees. There are different levels of devotees. But Krishna assures the devotees that if you surrender by offering obeisances and all that to him, he assured that you come to me. He told Arjuna to declare this to the whole world, that my devotees shall never perish. So those who don't know this Krishna at all, who don't offer obeisances, who are not circumambulating towards DEVI, they don't do all that the devotees do, but they believe in their own sector that they are worshiping God. Is there hope that these people can go to Goloka Vrindavan?
Okay, Prabhu, thank you. I already heard your question. Sahadeva, I am frozen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I mean, your video is frozen, but we can hear you clearly.
Okay, very good. Let me take this. It's not working properly. I don't know why. Anyways, Prabhu, thank you very much for your question. I think this is a very intelligent question. I think this is a very good question. Prabhuji, I have to be honest with you. This Prabhu who made the question, I'm talking to you. I should be honest with you, and I should tell you what I learned from the Shastras. Because sometimes we are separatists, and sometimes we are fanaticists, and sometimes we really need, to focus on our path. We really need to have supreme faith, and this is good for us. It gives a boost in our spiritual life, in our dedication, in our seriousness. Then we narrow our understanding many times. But I should tell you that as far as I understand from Bhaktivinoda Thakur talks, as far as I understand about others like Radhanath Swami, talks and understanding from the acharyas and from the books, I'll tell you. For example, Bhagavad Gita principles is for every human being. The principles described in Bhagavad Gita is for everyone. And even people from other religions, they know and they can be taught the teachers of Bhagavad Gita and practice their religion better than they are practiced, because Bhagavad Gita has amazing knowledge. important knowledge that you cannot find in other Shastras, you know? So my point is, look, in every path, there is some kind of sadhana, some kind of rules, some kind of development. You know, some are apasampradaya, fake, bad, invention, cheating. Some are not. And even when the path is not well done, even if a person is sincere, the person can be guided by the Lord in their hearts. So if I tell you, first of all, the verse of Shikshastaka telling that the potency, Nitya Sarva Shaktis of the holy names are in every names, it should be taken seriously. And it's true. If you Jesus Christ, if you chant all the names that you think it's God's names, the potency of the names are there. The name means there is a personality. So the person understands that the devotee or the practitioner understands that there is a personality with the name. Because without a personality, what's the point of name? So if the religion is telling that this is the name of God and God is a person, let's chanting his holy names, they can be purified. You have to understand that, for example, let me tell you something. We devotees, we go to the last verse of, it's not the last verse of Bhagavad Gita, that surrender to me and I will free you of all sinful activities. You know, leave all kinds of religions, but leave everything and just surrender to me. I'll save you. I'll save you. This is surrender to me is the message for us, isn't it? But in the Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is saying for everyone, Krishna is saying, if you can't practice sadhana, you cultivate knowledge. If you can't cultivate knowledge, work for me. And work for me means that doesn't mean that you get your salary and give to the temple president. You get your salary and give to the father, give to the pastor. It doesn't mean that. It means that you understand that Krishna is the source of everything. It means Krishna consciousness. What does it mean? Consciousness means you are conscious of the Lord. Do you think, my friends, that everybody's conscious that there is this world and the sun is rising every day and there is sunset, and do you think they understand that there is a person who created that and is doing all those things? They don't have this knowledge at all. They don't know that. So many, they're atheists, and those who are not declared, self-declared atheists, they are passive atheists because they don't know what's going on. They don't know nothing. So Krishna consciousness means you conscious that there is a creator, that there is a person, Bhagavan, there is a supreme intelligence. You know that means that. It doesn't mean something else. So we from Prabhupada's preaching and we from the line of Lord Chaitanya, we tell, surrender everything. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he doesn't say that. He just say chant and teach others. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't say to Kali Yuga, conditioned souls. He doesn't say surrender because he knows they are incapable of surrender. They are incapable. So he says, chant Hare Krishna, Yare Deko, Tare Kahe, Krishna Upadesh. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yare Deko, whomever you see, Tare Kara, to this person, Krishna Upadesh. you speak about Krishna's instructions. Yaredeko tarekahi Krishna Upadesha. He doesn't say surrender to me. That's Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So we go to this path of surrender, but Krishna says that you can just go gradually till surrender. He also says that. So we have our sadhana given by Prabhupada, Guru and Gauranga. We have Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami is very specific. But then you come to South India and you have Sri Sampradaya, you have other paths. And those who are sincere doing in their paths, of course, they are going to the final destination. Of course. But final destination means, let's suppose in this lifetime, you're very pious and you do everything right. And you really like to know God, but you couldn't meet any Prabhupada's books or any other books that speaks about Krishna Lila specific Krishna Lila. No problem. You'll be born again. And the next time, you even don't know why, but you're born and you're very attracted to find Krishna, to come to India, to do anything. You just have a call in your heart that you don't know from where it's coming from. Because we are not talking about one lifetime. The soul is eternal. And this is a journey. And if you are telling me, Nitya, persons from another line, they can go to Goloka Vrindavana. It's a very specific question because Goloka Vrindavana means Radharani, the gopis, and Krishna is the center. It means Goloka Vrindavana. You are telling me, and I can say yes, but you can ask me, but I can say when and how. Because this is what Bhakti Thakur said. He said, anyone who chants Hare Krishna once will be liberated. This is what Bhakti Thakur says in Harinam Chintamani. And then he says, liberated. How? How is that liberation? And when is that liberation? That should be considered. That should be considered. So if you are telling me they are sincere, they keep the name of God, you go to Goloka Vrindavana. Yes, they are going. When? Maybe it takes 3 lives. Maybe it takes 2 lives. Maybe 5 lives. We don't know. Okay.
All right.
I hope it's clear. I only spoke based in what I know.
Thank you so much, Mother Nitya Kishore. There is, let me see, we have barely like 6 minutes to go, but if you wouldn't mind, let me see, there are 2 questions in the chat room. First one is from Stephen Hallow. He's saying, Hare Krishna, Mother, thanks for your wonderful explanation. Talking about Kali Yuga being a curse, are we not in this Kali Yuga because that is what we deserve, that is what we are qualified for? And so if that is what we deserve, then why should we be crying? That is a question from Stephen Hello.
I just that, talking about Kali Yuga being dark, are we not in it because that's what we are qualified for? Exactly. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Yes. Yeah. This is what we deserve because we are sinful. And that's it. Period. Okay. Thank you for the question. Next question.
Okay. The next one is from Damodara Pandit Prabhu. It says, Mother, thank you for your wonderful class. Dandavat Pranam. Please. My question is, in Africa, here we chant, we learn the philosophy, and some people can preach perfectly, but small issue is how they will act. You will never think he or she is practicing spiritual life, even sometimes in front of a neophyte. So please, I want some explanation from you So if I may rephrase his question, Damodar Pandit Prabhu is asking that devotees are trying to practice devotional service, but most of the time the lifestyle is contrary to the philosophy, to the teachings. So
Okay,
what
you
do
are
you do?
talking, just a second. You are talking about Damodar Pandit's question?
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you, Damodar, I hope you are still there. This is a very good
Yeah, he's
question.
still here.
Sorry?
He's still here.
Okay, this is a very good question. Thank you very much for your question. Look, the person is on the journey. The person is on the path. And although intellectually, they choose the path intellectually. Oh, this makes sense. I must accept. I have to accept. But the bad habits are still with the person. I will give you, we are all between adults here. So I'll tell you something very bad here in this class, but you have to know that. India, 40% of the pornography of the world is watched by Indians. 40% of the pornography of the world is watched by Indians, okay? So from these people, the thousands of people, some of them become devotees of Krishna, okay? They start to practice. They put kantimala, they put tilaka, they shave their head, okay? They do everything externally, physically, but still they have the bad habit of watching pornography. So we heard from some of the women that marry this man that they watch pornography. So don't be shocked, you know, because they cultivate this bad habit during their lives. It's very difficult for them to give it up, even when they are practicing. So this is a journey, and the person accepts the philosophy in their intelligence, but the mind is still attached to bad habits. And this Prabhupada said that it will go away with time. Okay, so I advise, you know, advice of a friend: don't suffer because of others. What others are doing are not your business, are not our business. What others are doing, we worry about ourselves. That's the best policy. And what else we do? We reject the envious, and we will be kind and merciful with the innocent. This is what Madhyama Adhikaris do. Okay, so this is what I have to say. This is what I learned. I cannot say anything different from this. They are in a journey. Don't bother, don't mind about what they're doing around you. And if you're really serious and you think you deserve better association, move. That's what I would say as a person. Okay?
Thank you so much, Mother. So this point,
practice for he's
okay,
telling
go ahead. Go ahead.
Some have practiced it for 20 years or 25 years. It doesn't matter, you know? It doesn't matter. Because let me give an example. There is one sannyasi in Brazil from Rio de Janeiro. His name is Chandramukha Swami. He is my god brother, and he is a guru. He was born in Rio de Janeiro, the most lusty city in almost the world, the whole world. He never had sex in his life. Today, he is 65 years old. He is a guru. He's preaching the whole life. Book distributor, guru, temple president, everything. Nothing happened to him. It comes from how many years of practicing, how many lifetimes of practicing? We don't know, isn't it?
Mm.
We don't know. It is a mystery for us what is happening inside a person's heart. The demigods know. Krishna knows. Paramatma knows. We human beings, conditioned souls, tiny conditioned souls, we can't understand how material nature is working on these people's qualities. How long, like you are telling, this person is practicing 20 years, 25 years. Okay, maybe he needs 40 years practice to be better, or 50 years practice, or maybe she or he needs 2 lifetimes to be better. So what? Isn't it? Isn't it? Okay, I hope it's clear. It's already 1 hour, 30 minutes.
Yes.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Mother, please, if you may, please still stay behind. It's very interesting, very beautiful questions and beautiful answers. We already have a book called Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. So we may label this Beautiful Questions, Beautiful Answers. So at this point, we kindly request all the devotees to unmute, and then we chant big Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our appreciation to Mother NITYA KISHORE for her wonderful class. Jai. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare.
Hare
Pucha
Hare.
kalpa taribhyascha kripa
Namo Namaha.
Jai. All glory to Grace SRIMAD NITYA KISHORE DEVI ki. Jai.
Radha ki jai,
Hare Krishna.